Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Pinterest Holiday Creative Strategy Masterclass. We're so excited to talk to you today about developing effective creative for the festive season. And we got a lot to cover today, starting with introductions from the folks you'll be hearing from today. I'll get started. Hi, everyone. My name is Emily Grimm-Troop. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm on the creative strategy team here in the US, based in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm currently pinning festive tablescapes, deep flavors, and moody mantle decor. And I'll pass to my speaker counterpart today, Corinna, to introduce themselves.
Hi, everyone. I'm Corinna Pearl, and I'm creative strategist at Pinterest for Germany and for the DACH region. And my festive boards are currently being filled up with easy-to-cook holiday recipes, DIY hacks for kids during holidays, and 50s fashion winter inspiration.
Awesome. So before we get started, here's just a few things to keep in mind for today's session. First, this webinar will be recorded and sent to all attendees. We'll also be sending you an ad unit overview guide for easy reference, so don't fret about writing notes unless, of course, you want to. And second, if you've got a question, that's great. We've got a Q&A feature here in Zoom. You can probably see the button at the bottom of your screen. So please use that to ask questions. We'll be joined by our creative strategy teammate, Amy Rancer, who will be manning the Q&A today. So without further ado, we got a stacked agenda today. We're going to start by diving into what makes Pinterest different for the festive season for holiday planners, shoppers, and dreamers. We'll talk a bit about those planners and share some behavioral insights about pinners during the holiday season. Then we'll get down to brass tacks and discuss the keys to effective creative here on Pinterest and leave some time for FAQs that we get a lot. So we love to start every session with our mission, which is at Pinterest, we're on a mission to bring everyone the inspiration to create a life that they love. And for the holiday season, that inspiration leads to all kinds of plans, from the tabletop to the party to just the right gift. We found that inspiration is indeed the new influence. Holiday shoppers on Pinterest say it's their top place for inspiration and motivation during the holidays, and that translates into purchase influence. 1 in 5 holiday shoppers say the content on Pinterest inspired at least half of their holiday purchases in 2021. At least half, which is nothing to sneeze at. And we know that pinners are planners. The best planners start early. So just as gift searches start early, so do searches for nearly everything else related to the festive season. Here we compare a timeline of searches. The red line plots Pinterest searches, while the white line shows a leading search engine. In both cases, searches on Pinterest start growing earlier and ramp up more quickly. In the case of Christmas-related searches, we even saw activity spike several times in the lead up to December 25th, with the largest happening several weeks before the peak on that leading search engine. And this data is sourced from the US primarily, but we find parity behaviors across global markets like the UK and France. Inspired plans make for inspired decisions. And during the holidays, just like every day of the year, brands are a welcome source of inspiration on Pinterest. 97% of top searches on Pinterest are non-branded, which means your brand can stand out. Brands have an opportunity to start reaching holiday shoppers who are searching with intent and influencing their purchase decisions much earlier on Pinterest. Pinners want brands to help them make the holidays fun and even more special, especially this year as they welcome back the big moments and add in more small moments. 1 in 2 holiday shoppers want ideas from brands on new activities and how to make the season even more personal and unique for them. Our 2022 holiday research highlighted one important thing. The holidays will be more expansive, more personalized, and more dynamic than ever. More moments to inspire and more ways to win. The holidays have been reinvented in many people's minds. We've changed our plans, how we make our plans, and the ways that we celebrate. On the upside, it's given consumers permission to design, plan, and celebrate their holidays in the best way for them, which means the need for holiday inspiration has never been greater. So this holiday season, people everywhere, and especially people on Pinterest, are excited to celebrate more moments of all sizes, more of the big moments, and a lot more of the small moments. And this means more opportunities to reach them and boost your holiday sales. So across the world, pinners are looking forward to more moments that matter to them and their families, more traditions, more celebrations, more reasons for the season. And they're coming to Pinterest for ways to amp up their seasonal festivities, whether that's a holiday barbecue with friends in Australia because it's summer, or it's gift ideas for the white elephant party in the US or the gift exchange in Brazil, spooky glam in Mexico, or finding just the right decor to bring out the ultimate cozy, snuggly feeling of home. Pinners are in an active mindset when they're here. Remember, these are the planners, the people who really make the holidays happen. And they come here to Pinterest to learn how to get things done. So whether they're looking to whip up a seasonal treat or set up a unique gift basket, across the world, we're seeing inspiration morph into real plans and real action. That can-do attitude and active mindset goes into high gear during tight economic times. Here on Pinterest, limitations breed creativity. So even when times feel tough on wallets, pinners get creative. And we see this scrappiness popping up across categories. It's smart shopping and styling. It's finding recipes that stretch ingredients and reduce wastage. And it's learning how to DIY and make their cash go further. We'd be remiss not to mention the current economic climate and what's facing this year's festive shoppers. So we've compiled some solid tips when creating content so you can have pinners' budgets and their backs this season. Starting with reframing value, tapping into that do more with less attitude and behavior, and pivoting to positive, highlighting what a budget can unlock and not how it can limit a festive plan. And finally, helping them shop and save. Give them an assist with tangible value in your messaging. I'll walk through an example next. So you'll see here a popular search feature during this time frame, how to decorate your kitchen with small seasonal accents. Home decor brand could easily tap into pinner goals and plans, communicate a seasonal offer, put the brand front and center as a solution provider, and most importantly, drive a deliberate action. These are some best practices to keep in mind as you're developing creative, especially the part about tapping into their state of mind and connecting to their goals and plans. So as we've discussed, pinners make the holidays happen. These are the folks who bring it all home for the holidays. So let's take a few moments to talk about some of our latest research and insights around seasonal pinner behaviors. As pinners get ready for the holidays, they rely on Pinterest to help create the perfect atmosphere to celebrate, rest, and enjoy the special time with their loved ones. Our research team has identified 18 holiday personas across 9 key verticals on Pinterest. And this is a snapshot of the 18 available in the US, and select personas are available in international markets. Reach out to your friendly local Pinterest rep to go in depth on any of these that matter for your brand and learn how to specifically activate against their interests and passions. For now, I'm going to tap into one of those verticals and go a bit more in depth on one of the personas in that vertical. So no surprise here that food and bev is one of our biggest categories in the platform, especially during this time of year. We've identified 3 key personas in this vertical that are critical to making more of the season. There's the traditional gourmand, who loves to recreate the classic traditional meal and menu, the last-minute planner, who's into convenience and a quick meal assist, and finally, the extravagant foodie, who always has to go above and beyond, which guilty as charged. In the interest of time and to whet your appetite for this holiday research, I'm going to zero in on this last persona to give you a little idea of what motivates them. And again, reach out to your Pinterest rep to talk through specific personas and opportunities for your category, vertical, and brand. So the extravagant foodie, we know them, we love them, we might be them. These are the folks who love to challenge the traditional palate. They love to tinker and experiment in the kitchen across all kinds of ingredients, diet types, and cultural traditions. Our research drew up some growing trending searches from the group of extravagant foodies. So as they prep for the holidays, these folks want to create the ideal atmosphere. I mean, does it get more upgraded than bacon wrap dates and Christmas martinis? These are really the showboats that you want at your party. But more importantly, these searches can point to greater opportunity for brands looking to reach extravagant foodies across the category spectrum, and not just food brands, because it's never just about food, right? It's about the party, the gathering, the holiday glam, the tablescape, and even better, it's about the signals that help you take insights and turn them into action. So don't be afraid to think creatively. So how could a brand take these insights about the extravagant foodie and apply them to real-world creative during the busy season? So let's take a look at how an extravagant foodie could be reached effectively here with smart creative and useful formats. Pinterest Creative works hard through the funnel, and we've got formats to fit all objectives. From awareness to conversion stages, you can see how a trending search like Christmas martinis and a trending topic like holiday cocktails could result in an idea that's right up an extravagant foodie's alley and can move them to act. An idea can come to life via engaging and mobile-first video formats to product-forward carousels and shopping ads. Foodies know a lot about pairings, and any format is best paired with a trend. We're big fans of trends here at Pinterest, as you might have heard, because we know that targeting interests and what people really want helps them make better plans. And we've got an exciting announcement that will help brands in more markets do just that all year round. So we're really excited to whet your appetites for an expanded trends tool that will very soon be available to more advertisers around the world. Nowhere else will give you the ability to personalize trends, cut by demographic, and view a variety of trend types. So on the right is an example of this kind of intel from the expanded trends tool in action. Let's say I'm a food brand looking to reach that extravagant foodie. I want to reach key decision makers in my market. So in this case, Canadian women aged 25 to 44. I want to see what's on for them when it comes to baking and which recipes could surface out of that. I could build a mouth-watering idea pin utilizing different trend types and filter combinations in the new trends tool. And in this case, a step-by-step festive fruit pastry, say that 5 times fast, using puff pastry based on what I know are growing trending searches within the demo that matters to me, and pulling it off through beautiful point of chew visual assets. So make sure you're checking your email for this expanded launch coming in early Q4. Before I pass things off to Corinna to walk you through how to build effective seasonal content for Pinterest, we do want to acknowledge that in the UK and other places in the world, we're in a national period of mourning for Queen Elizabeth II. At this time, we're advising advertisers to select an approach that is best suited for you. It could be temporarily not serving any ads on keywords related to the Queen, a full pause for your campaigns, or continuing to reach their audiences during this time. You always have the option to apply negative keywords to prevent ads being served on certain queries as well. And with that, I will pass it back over to you, Corinna.
Yeah, thanks, Emily, for this inspiring festive intro. Of course, brands play an important role in helping people celebrate the holidays. And during the holidays, just like every day of the year, brands are also a welcome source of inspiration on Pinterest. So as an early holiday gift, we share our top insights and tips for great holiday creatives with you now. As you can see here, there are 3 key areas brands should focus on to create successful content this holiday season. First, you'll want to follow a few tips to use your canvas for your advantage. Next, remember to create for context and link your content with seasonal moments and trends. And finally, mix up your formats. Working with a variety of formats can help you achieve different objectives and engage with your audience in new ways. So I'll now walk you through each of these areas and share some best-in-class examples from brands around the world for you. To kick things off, let's lay the groundwork with some tips for your creative canvas. The majority of Pinterest content uses a 2 to 3 vertical image or video to utilize the maximum screen real estate and showcase your beautiful visuals. Once you have your vertical canvas ready, you can start to play around with design elements and techniques. Get creative with visual crops, framing devices, and typefaces to transform your assets from basic to brilliant. Also, add a clear, actionable CTA to drive sales in this most important quarter of the year. So here are a few ways to think about using your canvas. Remember, text is your friend, so play with the meaning and content. You can make your text explanatory or visionary. It will drive your narrative, like tying it into holiday trends, for example. Always design with mobile in mind, as 80% of people access our platform from their phones, and make the product and your brand the focus point of attention. Use frames and design accents to create visual hierarchy and make your asset pop. This can also help draw people's attention to the product you want them to remember. And don't forget to drive it home by adding callouts that highlight benefits or special offers, and bring it all together with a strong CTA. Where possible, you'll also want to create consistency between your pin and your landing pages, as using similar languages and imagery will help users seamlessly go from inspiration to purchase. Here on this next example, you can see how a UK beverage brand embraced the festive flavors of the season to promote their gin and sharing holiday cocktail inspiration. You can see here the cheeky text overlay tied the pin into a holiday context. I mean, who doesn't love a good play of words, right? And while beautiful imagery centered in the product, showing it in a real life context, it made it really pop. And then throw in a CTA, and it's a recipe for holiday success. Next, creative key for holiday success on Pinterest is to link your asset with the seasonal momentum, context, or regional events. As Emily pointed out before, pinners are planners. And when it comes to the holidays, they're planning for so much more than only one day. To connect with prospective audiences, you first need to consider what's brought them to Pinterest. So are they looking for everyday dinners or entertaining ideas, organizing a big festive celebration, or preparing for an upcoming life moment? Once you've identified the context for why your audience is on Pinterest, think about how you can highlight that momentum, interest, or trend in your creative to help users understand how and why your products are relevant to them. So, how does all of this come together in a pin? Let's take a look at how brands across all few different categories can create for context. Leveraging Pinterest trends is a quick way to create relevance. As you can see in this Austrian home retail brand has done by aligning their content with the holiday season trend, DIY outdoor Christmas decor. That's been a 5 times higher year-on-year increase in Australia. Also, in copy is everything in this next example from a travel brand using text overlay to inspire seasonal holiday. And we know that human touch matters. Real life people using your real life product in a real life context. Always remember that. And now let's look at the real in market example. This Aussie brand, Life Interiors, created a beautiful and effective contextual content last festive season without necessarily recreating and shooting an entirely new campaign. Pinterest users are more likely to interact with a pin if they can see themselves in it or interacting with a product. It can help them to understand how a product might look in their lives or that someone like them uses your service. Even though it's an old marketing trick, creating urgency, as you can see here in this example, is always working, especially during holiday season. Add timely context to your creative and help to drive sales. Last but not least, an evergreen advice: mix up your formats and don't play your holiday campaign with only one format. So here you can see you have a host of different ad formats at your proposal when creating for Pinterest. And diversifying your formats is really important to achieve different objectives. You can showcase a variety of products in a single pin or take advantage of multi-page formats like collection ads, carousels, or idea ads, which give you a bigger creative canvas to play with. Adopting multiple campaign objectives can lead to a 2x4 increase in sales lift. So mixing up your formats to suit your objectives can help to achieve your campaign goals. Regardless of which format you go for, if you're looking to drive sales, remember to make your product the MVP. Pins that feature clear product placement are 20% more likely to drive an offline sales lift. So now let's dive further into those multi-page, multi-objective formats and looking at some examples. Starting with the new idea ad format on the left, this is a great format for upper and mid-funnel objectives. It allows brands to tell sequential stories by stitching together multiple pages or videos and images with added text overlay. As you can see from this beautiful beauty brand that's showcasing glam holiday eye makeup ideas. Next, in the middle, carousel ad units are perfect for building consideration, and they allow brands to showcase a variety of products, which can be bookended by a product story, as you can see in this example from the tech brand that has themed their carousel around gift ideas for teens. And the beauty of collections in the last image on the right is that they allow you to group products together based in price or style in a visual and shoppable way. Now we'll share some quick tips for creating for each of those formats, so stay tuned. Idea ads are designed for immersive storytelling, so use this to your advantage. Consider featuring a range of ideas in a top 5 list, curating a mini gift guide deepen a trend, or teaching pinners how they can use your brand product in a recipe tutorial or through tips and tricks. You can also make the content more personal by giving users exclusive access or a behind the scenes look. Be sure to introduce your idea ad with a title page and make it a video. Since video is autoplay in feed, it will help you to stand out. And don't worry, you don't have to create entirely new content for idea ads. You can absolutely work with what you have already in your pocket. Repurpose your existing vertical video or photo asset, adding text overlay and give context. And now let's look at your real life example to make it special. Last festive season in Australia, Queen Fine Food put this into practice. They used the idea pin format for inspire pinners with edible gift ideas they could create using Queen ingredients. The idea pin captured attention with a video cover page, and they used multiple pages to share a variety of recipe ideas. Best of all, it didn't require to do any new production of the assets. It was created using purposeful assets. Who wouldn't love a carousel for tasty treats, right? So next up, quick tips for our trusty carousel ad unit. Carousels on Pinterest can be between 2 to 5 cards, so put them to work. You could book into a product story, share a number of tips or steps, or create a spectrum of ideas. When it comes to the design, you can keep your carousel visually interesting by playing with the framing, colors, the textural backgrounds. And importantly, remember to add your CTAs. Each card within a carousel link can link out to a separate URL. So it's a great format if you're looking to drive traffic to your site. Let's have a look at another real life example. Last holiday season in the UK, a global beauty brand found success by aligning their carousel with a seasonal haircut trend. This brand used the multiple cards to share the unique product benefits across their portfolio of products. To drive the message home, they booked their carousel within the seasonal trend and added a clear CTA to drive purchase intent. So now, last ad format we'll dive deep in is our collection unit. This shopping unit allows you to curate bundles of products based on product type, trends, or price. The hero asset can be either static or video, and can be a great way to incorporate lifestyle imagery to show your products in real life context. And the pin within the collection can link to anywhere externally, so you can get creative with how to use it. Beyond product pages, you could also drive traffic to testimonials, reviews, or blog posts. And now let's look at another real life example. Westfield took advantage of the collection unit last year to create a gift guide and showcase the best gifts under $50. They leveraged video as the hero asset to help grab attention in the feed and highlight benefits like delivery or click and collect. So there we are, you have it now. To recap, the 3 keys to creating successful holiday content on Pinterest is to use your canvas in a creative way. Second, create for context by aligning unique holiday moments and trends, plus mixing up your formats to add variety to your creative and help you to achieve your multiple objectives. So if you're craving for more inspiration, here's a pin code. That's the Pinterest version of a QR code. And drive to even more best-in-class creative content from brands all around the globe. If you've never used a pin code before, don't worry, it's really easy. Just use the camera on your Pinterest app and scan the pin code, and it will lead you to the Pinterest board with all the content. So now I'll pass back over to Emily for Q&A.
Thanks, Corinna. So I'm going to review a few frequently asked questions that we get here on the creative strategy team as they relate to building creative on Pinterest. Starting with question number 1. My image assets are all square. Can I use those on Pinterest? And the answer is yes, and. So while you can run 1-to-1 assets, we strongly recommend 2-to-3 aspect ratio because it maximizes your canvas for inspiration and improves your ads visibility in the Pinterest algorithm. There are some simple ways that you can recraft a 1-to-1 image asset into a 2 to 3 pin, like incorporating brand colors, text overlays, logos, other graphic elements. Question number 2, how many pieces of creative should my campaign include? So typically we recommend activating between 3 to 4 pin creatives for every ad group in your campaign. Question number 3, are there copy rules about text overlay on pins? And the answer is there are no hard limits for character counts for text overlays, but a best practice is to avoid having text overlays that cover more than 30% of a pin, as you don't want to overpower the image or the product. And also a good tip to remember is that more than 80% of pinners access the platform via their mobile phones and mobile devices. So you always want to think mobile first from a design and message and legibility perspective. Question number 4, where can I find more insights on my audience? One of the most helpful resources is the Audience Insights tool available in your Pinterest Ads Manager. And as I mentioned, the expanded trends tool will be coming soon to give you even more insights on what your audience is searching for seasonally and otherwise. And as a final reminder, your Pinterest representative can also help you with all of these questions and all of those specific to your client, your brand, your category needs. And with that, I am going to throw it out and ask Amy, have we gotten any purely inspirational and exemplary questions in our Q&A today that we can answer live in our last couple minutes?
Thanks so much, Emily. We have a few questions. The Q&A was blowing up, so thank you everyone for asking your questions. So the first one is copy suggested also for organic content, or does this apply mostly to ads? So Emily or Karina, if you want to take that.
I'll take this one. So all of the best practice guidance that we provided here today, as it applies to the creative that you're building, whether that's a standard static pin or it's an idea pin or it's an idea ad, paid or organic, these best practices tend to apply. So I would say that as long as you are applying some really thoughtful context by following a trend that matters to your audience or to your brand's category, and you're giving pinners something to work with, you're adding the CTA, you should see performance boost up for that holiday relevant creative.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Emily. And then one more today is very timely. I feel like this is asked by a lot of advertisers that we work with and brands. So do you have any tips for creating holiday content if your brand doesn't have any overtly holiday photos or video content? Is it enough to add holiday text overlays and or graphical elements? Karina, maybe you can take that.
Yeah, thank you. Happy to take that. Yeah, definitely. Of course, it's better to have content which fits perfectly to holiday season. But as I said before, you can really be creative. And if you work with a good text overlay, which makes it special, which ties it to the moment, that's definitely amazing, because then you could be super successful. Also, you can work with graphical elements, as you said. So there is huge potential in terms of like using your standard assets and then making them special and tying them to that moment. So also like reach out to your Pinterest representative in terms of you have any questions in there. But yes, for sure, you could repurpose that content for the holiday season and connect it.
Amazing. I think that's all we have time for.
Yeah, that's our show for today. It's the end, but it's only the beginning. So make sure to reach out to your Pinterest account team with specific questions, like I said. But we're hoping that you're going to leave today feeling confident, ready to create, ready to jingle some bells, if you will. Stay tuned for a recording of this deck, this content, and a bonus ad unit takeaway for easy reference this season. And thanks so much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure having you.